They laughed at my daughter. Right there, front rows, center seats. Some parents, a few kids, even one teacher. The moment she stepped on stage, someone chuckled. When she opened her mouth to speak, someone snorted. And I could see her hands shaking. But what she did next? No one saw that coming. Rachel is a single mom living in a small suburban area in the U.S. Her daughter, Lily, is 10 years old, quiet, reserved, and often overlooked at school. From a young age, Lily has dealt with intense shyness. She steers clear of crowds, doesn't speak in class unless called on, and has no close friends. Teachers say she's polite, but essentially invisible. At home, though, Lily shows a different side. She sings while brushing her teeth, puts on little performances for the cat, and scribbles short poems on sticky notes to tuck into her mom's purse. Rachel witnesses her daughter's creativity and emotional depth every day, but no one else seems to. Outside their home, Lily faces a cold and isolating world. School makes things even tougher. The popular kids dominate social interactions there. Looks, confidence, and humor are what really count. Lily doesn't fit into any of those categories. She gets teased for her plain, practical clothes. Her soft voice becomes fodder for whispers behind her back. Even during recess, she usually finds herself alone. Rachel knows her daughter is hurting, but Lily rarely voices her struggles. Yet, when the school announces a talent show, Lily surprises her mom with, "I want to try." Rachel is taken aback but fully supportive. She understands this will be Lily's first moment in front of an audience. They begin practicing at home. Lily's voice wavers, she mixes up her words, and sometimes forgets her lines. But she keeps at it. Her goal isn't fame, it's to be seen. She wants her classmates to finally notice her. Rachel supports her each night. They rehearse in the living room, using a hairbrush as a microphone. Lily improves day by day, but Rachel can still see the fear hiding behind her daughter's determination. For Lily, this isn't just another school activity, it's a choice to step out of the shadows. For a child who's been invisible for so long, the talent show represents her chance to be truly seen. The stakes are emotional, not about competition. When the day of the show rolls around, Lily is more than just nervous, she's carrying years of silence on her shoulders. And as she walks onto that stage, Rachel knows, this moment could be a turning point. The night of the talent show has arrived. The auditorium is packed, parents, teachers, students, everyone buzzing with excitement. Lily waits backstage, dressed in a simple blue dress, gripping her note cards with shaky hands. Rachel sits in the third row, trying to maintain a smile despite her own nerves. When Lily's name is called, she steps onto the stage, but a few students start to snicker. One boy in the front row nudges his friend and murmurs something. A group of girls near the back giggle, covering their mouths. A teacher raises her eyebrows, clearly waiting for Lily to freeze up. Rachel watches, helplessly. As Lily reaches for the microphone, her fingers slip. The mic jerks away, and a loud thud shakes the room. Laughter erupts. Someone even claps mockingly. Lily's face goes pale. Her eyes scan the crowd. Her note cards tremble in her grip. For a moment, she looks like she might bolt off stage. Rachel grips the edge of her seat, anxious. This is the moment Lily has feared throughout her life. Public humiliation. These aren't just rude kids. This is the result of years of silence, exclusion, and scorn. Their laughter layers over everything she's endured. Being called too quiet, picked last for group projects, having her lunch stolen without anyone noticing. Rachel can see all of this written on her daughter's face. The principal doesn't step in. The teachers ignore the giggles. Even some parents seem amused. This isn't just mistreatment, it's negligence. For a 10-year-old girl who has spent weeks preparing to speak in front of others, the crowd's reaction feels more than just disrespectful. It's a brutal confirmation of her deepest fear, that her voice doesn't matter. The audience grows restless. Lily lowers her eyes to her note cards. The air in the room is thick, waiting for her to fail. The silence isn't supportive, it feels suffocating. Rachel whispers to herself, "You can do this, baby." just when it seems like Lily might retreat and walk off stage. She makes a choice that no one expected. Turning point, someone takes a stand. Lily stands there, frozen in the spotlight. Her hands quiver, her note cards hanging loosely by her side. The laughter has quieted, but its echo hangs in the room like a shadow. She takes a deep breath, small and shaky. Rachel leans forward, holding her breath. Then, quietly, Lily drops the note cards. For a moment, the audience thinks she's giving up. Someone murmurs from the back, "I knew it!" A few chuckles stir again. But Lily doesn't retreat. She steps forward slowly, no longer hiding behind the microphone stand. She lifts her head. Then she begins to sing. No background music. No cue. Just her voice, soft, a little shaky at first, but genuine. The lyrics are simple, a song she wrote herself, practiced countless times in the living room. It's a song about feeling unseen, unheard, forgotten, yet still standing tall. The room goes silent. Parents stop chatting. Kids cease fidgeting. Even the teachers lean in closer. Her voice grows stronger with each line. She doesn't shout or perform like the others did earlier. She just shares her truth. Through melody. Each note conveys years of pent-up emotion. Each lyric is a piece of herself the audience had never bothered to notice. There's no flashy choreography, no pounding background beat, just pure emotion. And it resonates harder than any performance preceding hers. Those who laughed just moments ago now sit in stunned silence, hands over their mouths. Rachel watches, tears welling in her eyes, because she knows, this is when Lily stopped hiding. As Lily hits the final note, her voice quivers, but she holds on. Silence. Then it starts, a single clap, followed by another. Soon, the entire auditorium is on its feet. They're not just clapping out of courtesy. They're clapping because they genuinely feel something. Lily didn't merely do well, she reached them. This moment is more than just a win. It's a transformation. Lily, who was once ignored and laughed at, has compelled an entire room to listen. Not with volume or drama, but with courage. She doesn't bow. Instead, she smiles softly and walks off stage, head held high. Lily walks off the stage at her own pace. She doesn't rush, she doesn't look down. Her posture, a calm, steady presence, is a quiet kind of triumph. Rachel rises from her seat, tears streaming down her face, clapping louder than anyone else in the room. Backstage, the other students regard Lily in a new light. One girl, who had previously avoided her in class, steps aside to let her pass. A teacher who usually overlooked her places a hand on her shoulder and says, "You were remarkable." For the first time in her school life, Lily isn't invisible. After the show, as families gather in the hallway, several parents approach Rachel. One remarks, "That was your daughter. I've never heard a kid sing like that." Another adds, "She's brave. Really brave." Lily doesn't soak in the attention. She stays close to her mom, quietly holding her hand. But Rachel can see it. Something has shifted within her. Not because of the applause. Not because teachers recognized her. Because Lily confronted the fears that had defined her childhood and stood her ground. On Monday, back at school, things aren't perfect. Lily hasn't suddenly become popular. But the teasing has ceased. The whispers are gone. The same kids who once mocked her now nod in her direction as she walks by. One girl even invites her to join at lunch. More importantly, Lily walks into class with a newfound, quiet confidence. She raises her hand once. She volunteers to read aloud. Sure, these aren't grand gestures to others, but for Lily, they're monumental. At home, she continues to sing. But now, she sings with the window open. Rachel watches her daughter flourish in small ways each day. She understands the world isn't always kind to kids like Lily. But she also knows her daughter has discovered something that many adults never do. Her voice truly matters. That night on stage didn't just change how others perceived Lily. It transformed how Lily views herself. No longer was she the girl they laughed at. She became the girl who sang anyway. People will laugh before they listen, doubt before they believe. But when you stop whispering and finally raise your voice, the world has no choice but to hear you.